Let me just go live here. We are in our sewing room. I shouldn't say our, because you don't sew in here these days.
Nope. But a lot of this isn't here for me.
Got
Two of them.
I got 2 quilts in here to buy for Stacy. It's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen tonight, but I will get them down. Hi, Candy.
Look at all the pillowcases, though.
I know, right?
This is all pillowcases.
All over here. So.
And here.
I know. Oh, that cat was nice. Hold it up, show it. So we're in my sewing room. Lynn's here. Let's go bring you on. Look, some of these pillowcases people are sending are just amazing. This just came through the door. Rowena Mitchell. We won't open it because we got to count them and put her on the list. Okay. So we open it and they'll put her on the list. We'll lose track. I'm going to add Lynn. Hopefully, Lynn, you can come on this time. Okay, so it's adding Lynn. Oh, come on. Good morning again, Nancy. Something's going on. Oh, I think we got her. It's saying it's joining. I think we're good. It's slow joining, but Lynn, I am seeing the word joining here, so we'll give it a couple of minutes. Okay, we're just going to do talking about while it's joining for Lynn. Hopefully it doesn't disconnect. The sew along that we're going to start uses this ruler. It's called the Quick Straight Ruler. Can you see it? It's got a line cut down in the middle of it. If you have this ruler, it's one of those rulers that you've probably bought and thought, what am I ever going to do with it? Well, we have this pattern that we're going to do. We also have probably 6 or 7 patterns coming in that use this ruler that are really nice patterns. So it's not like you're going to get a ruler and think, oh, I have nothing to do with it. The ruler is regular $44, $45. Anybody that does this sew along, it is $34. As well, the pattern is $34, which is a savings. It's a block of them. I don't know if it's a block a month, but it's an expensive pattern. Lynn, I don't know what's going on. Let's remove you and start all over again. Lynn, I'm going to remove you. Oh, I don't want to, it's only giving me a chance to block you. Lynn, do you want to shut it off and I'll send you another invite? So the very first measurement, the very first thing you have to know is that it takes 8 fat quarters and it takes 2 1/3 meters and it takes 1/2 meter. I am doing,
hello.
Oh, there she is.
Oh, good morning.
I was going to have to fill in for you. I don't know how to do this one.
Stacey's chosen not to do this one.
He's not doing this one?
No.
Oh, chicken.
Yeah, but you're doing 2, so you're making up for his not doing it, right?
Well, that's true. Yes.
So when everybody gets the pattern emailed to them today, anybody that has purchased the ruler and the pattern will get the first, let me count, will get the first 4.5 pages emailed to them with the name of the quilt blocked out. Because we are doing this one as a mystery. I know some people don't like mysteries. We are doing it as a mystery because we do have people, believe it or not, that like the mystery. If you want to join in and do it, at the end of it, you're welcome to. You can still get that special price on the pattern and the ruler if you buy them at the same time. The pattern is shown in 2 colorways, isn't it, Lynn? The front and the back.
Yes.
So the front and the back requires, let me count them. I think it's 8, 9, 10. 8, 9, 10, 11 different colors. And you number them. Stacey, you want to hold these?
Plus the background.
Plus the background, correct. So the very first thing you do is you go through and number your fabrics. But as you see, oh, I picked my same colors again. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Mine are completely different.
I know, right? So Lynn, don't you agree the first thing to do is to go through and number your fabric?
Yes.
So
yes.
Pick the in the book, you will get the instructions on color 1 to 8. For example, I'll read it to you. It suggests a mint, a pink, a lime, a blue, a red, a teal, periwinkle, yellow, and those colors are to be numbered 1 to 8. And Lynn has chosen colors, but you're not necessarily going with that colorway.
No, not for the Christmas one. No.
No, but Nancy bought fabric last night, and she is going with that colorway.
Yeah, okay.
So, but I've chosen to shade mine all the same colors. Stacy, you need a bigger belly. So what I've done is I've gone through and I've numbered all of my fabrics 1 to 8. Okay, and then I don't need to show you all of them because you'll see them as we go along. I've got them all numbered 1 to 8. So when you come to the pattern, it says to cut a certain fabric. You don't have to guess. You can just pick it up and do it. And then the 9 and 10 are the 2 1/3 meter fabrics. So 9 and 10 are your 1/3 cuts. And number 11 is your half. And I chose a dark one. Lynn, did you choose dark for your very last?
No.
No? Okay, so that's going to be interesting to see too, right? So if people just want to watch for a while and get a feel whether they want to follow your colorway or do my colorway, they will. If they've purchased the book, they will get the pattern with the suggested colors if you want to go the way the pattern went. So the very first cutting instructions, I'm not going to explain today. I'm not going to say them, but once we get to working with the ruler, I will say those measurements on the live because I want to point out to people how to use the ruler. I'm going to repetitively do it so that you guys can watch it. But even though I am going to tell you what these measurement cuts are, if you don't know the original cut size or the square up size, none of these pattern numbers that I give you are going to be of any benefit to you. So I feel it's safe in showing you these detailed numbers. Do you agree, Lynn?
Oh, yes. And you do need to show how, especially for that ruler. But I would like to make a tip here for when you are cutting out your background fabric. Do your very large pieces first, because if you don't, if you do all the little ones, then you're going to come to all of a sudden you need to make a big one. You're not going to have enough.
Right.
And you'll be wasting so much material. So if you do your big ones, what's left over on that strip, you can do your little ones.
Right.
So make sure you do your really big ones first. You'll be fine.
So that's what I
But
decided. That's why.
put it all in little baggies with whatever measurements they are, because I'm not kidding. We're going down to 1 inch.
Don't scare him, Lynn.
Well, that's only a few. Most of them are big. Yeah. Yeah.
And this is one of those quilts that when it's all done, they're going to look back and think, oh my goodness, did I make that?
Yeah, oh, for sure. For sure. I mean, when I looked at it at first, when I saw it, it was like, oh my Lord, no, 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 no. But once you get used to the ruler, it's actually quite enjoyable.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm going to show the ruler, and so they'll have this video go back and forth. So the very first thing you do is you cut out the rectangle, and then you lay the ruler on the rectangle, the measurements that it says. And that is very basic and easy to follow. That's like it's very easy.
Oh, yes.
I've chosen batik because there's no right or wrong side. And when you're cutting with angles, sometimes you have to be very careful with that. But you could pick it up wrong. Or it's
very, you need, until you've got the pattern down pat, you need to have that pattern in front of you, because just the way that you sew it together, you have to make track of what's my background again? You know, especially where I am working with one quilt that's a white background and the other one is the dark background. So I'm thinking, okay, what's my background again? So you have to be aware of all time. I mean, don't be drinking wine when you're doing this.
So there's a right side and a left side when it comes to stitching, right? But keep in mind that the brown color that you see on the pattern is always the background.
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
if you look for the angles of that brown background piece of fabric,
Yeah.
it's going to be very easy to
Yeah.
figure out, which
Yeah.
is a little tricky to me because my background is actually my light. So when I look at the
Yes.
brown, it's like, oh, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It is. And they. Yeah. Okay. I'll explain later when I show you my first finished block. I got something to explain there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I'm going to show everybody my block that's all done. This is all that we're going to do this week. It's very simple. There's the block. It doesn't really look like much, does it, Lynn?
No, but I tell you, I stressed out about it a whole day just trying to figure out that ruler. But once, as I said, once you figure out that ruler, you're fine. You are fine. Don't get discouraged by it or anything. Do not use your fabric for the first block that you make.
Do a scrap.
Use scrap. Now, this is the first block that I did.
Nice. Oh, you're gonna. Yeah, I see what you're showing them.
I cut off the tips. Okay. Now, I'm a tip person. I really like to have nice pointed tips.
Yeah.
Now, again, you have to learn how to use the ruler. So I made quite a few with scraps to try to figure it out. To really finish it off, this is my finished one that is good. I used a scant 1/4 inch seam when I was putting on the last rows here,
Mm-hmm.
and I found that worked. If you
Okay.
use a scant
Let me grab my iron and take it out.
1/4 inch,
Get some heat. You can bring it in. Okay, sorry, Lynn.
Do I still hold
Yeah.
these up the whole time?
No, you can't. Poor Stacy.
so this is my white one.
Yeah. Now let's show the dark one.
Okay, here's the dark one.
Wow. So
Now
what
I
color is
get
that? Is that navy?
it's yes, it is there. That might be a better color. It's all Jason Yenter. This is all Jason Yenter fabric. The only thing I didn't use for Jason Yenter was the background of the white on this one. But this one here is the Christmas Jason Yenter. So I'm limited.
Yeah.
And I also want to point out this green.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first color. It's called lime, I believe. Lime. That's the first color that you will be using, which is number 3. Because you know what I did?
What?
I used number 2 for the first one. Wrong.
Yeah, but what does it matter, really?
Oh, it does, because I plan on using the pink as my at the tips throughout the whole thing. This is my number 2. And that's the one that you use that shows off at the tips. And I wanted something nice and bright. So this pink is my number 2. Okay. So it is important. Follow the colors.
Right. Number your fabric and
Yep.
refer to the chart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your first block will be number 3. The color number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'm showing you, like I did the exact same thing, but I've got my fabric here cut scraps. I'm going to sew my scraps here. I've got to go do my color 3 because this is actually my color 1. So that's a good point to make.
Yeah. Yeah. But make it one first out of scraps, because you will regret it if you don't, because it's quite confusing until you get the hang of it. But again, once you get the hang of it, you're fine.
So
I mean,
this
I made
color,
8, no problem.
the color in the block. You got my block right there. Oh, you do.
Just look at it, Sally.
So this color on the chart is called F3 for focus 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just always just look at whatever F number 1, F2, F3. It's all here. We're gonna get Jackie sewing one of these days.
Good idea.
Yeah,
Hi,
I
Jackie.
bought material yesterday.
Woohoo!
I know, right? Baby steps, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I am going to go. Oh, actually, I'm going to sew this first, and Stacy's going to bring the camera down, and you guys can see me sew. Stacy, you cannot show the book because there's people out there that will see measurements, and we don't want that. We want to be very respectful of the author. So the very first thing I'm doing is I'm picking up my background fabric like this.
How you flip your phone?
Oh, I flip it. There we go. I'm picking up my background fabric and I'm picking my first color. And I'm dropping this down ever so slightly. Lynn, pipe in if you have any tips. But you see how I'm down a little bit and I'm down on this end.
They will show you that.
Yeah, it's shown on the thing. Yeah.
They're very good with their instructions, I must say. They, you know, they show the pictures and it's, I like it. And they show you which way to press open. So I liked it.
Yeah. So I'm going to do a couple of these because I'm going to square it up a couple of times. So if you see, I just want to show you, if you see, that's got to come in 1/4 inch. I should have my point for my needle right there. That's my 1/4 inch, right?
I see. Yeah.
So that's how, right? So that's how I know how high to put that. So is that where you took your scant, Lynn?
No, I
No.
took my scan when I added the borders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you finish on the end, you sort of come out.
I have it on the end too. See, I have my quarters. See how it goes like a V?
Yeah. So your thread should come right out where that V is.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter on this. You don't have to be perfect on this.
That's true too.
Yeah.
That's true too. Because we're squaring it up.
Yeah. So I mean, don't even worry about that. It's
No,
you don't
I'm just
have to.
showing how they sew on angles.
Yes.
Typically, that's what you look for.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter if it's not a straight line. I think half of mine were straight lines. It doesn't matter because you have to use the ruler to square it up, and so
There's lots
don't worry.
of room to square it up.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So that part is really, really easy. But I am going to show the other side. So I am going to take this. I'm gonna look at it. So this one is the other side. We'll call one right and one left, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm going to take this.
So if you weren't using batiks, would you have to go cut a different left and a
You
different
have to
right?
use you want to explain that?
Oh,
Lynn?
yes. Now this is very important too, and and this will only work because if you're only going to do one block, you think, oh, I just can use the one piece of fabric. No, you have to have the same fabric, wrong sides facing together, okay, and cut your block out that way. And if you don't, it's not going to work. You'll think, how come that didn't work out right? It was a different angle or whatever. Because you'll end up with 4 pieces. 2 will go to match one and 2 will match to go with another. So you have to have, and the same with the background. You have to have the wrong sides facing together in the strip.
And always make reference, like the photo is really good.
Oh, yes, it is. I have it constantly in front of me.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
I made a mistake, Lynn.
Ah, that's good. That's good.
Oh, I'm looking behind me because I don't want him to show the paper.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're looking at it an awful lot.
Well, I just want to make sure I'm doing it right this time. Stop picking on me, Stace. So you know you're right if you open it up and you have a rectangle.
Yes.
Otherwise, the way I sewed this side to it.
Yeah. Oh, you should actually. You should have showed her what it looked like.
I should have.
Yeah, because then you know you've done it wrong. But I mean,
I'm sure I'm going to make another mistake. I'll show the next one. Okay, now I'm
I
going to
did it.
walk out of the room and just give this a quick press because I want to show them.
Yes, then it is. This is one that you really should be pressing. Yeah, and
We're
you
in the kitchen.
and you press towards the color, not
Always,
your background. You
always
press
towards
towards the color.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes those patterns get specific about which way to press, and if you don't follow it, then you kind of mess yourself up later on, don't you?
Yeah. Well, I always look ahead when I am starting a new pattern. I always look ahead to see if that joint is going to match up somewhere. And if it is, and if it's going to be too bulky, then I press my seams open. But so far, this one, well, I've only done this first block. That's all I've done because I've been so busy flat out doing other stuff. This grade challenge bundle. Oh, I'm hoping I can get it done by the end of the month.
So you're going to have like a right and a left side.
Yes.
So that's what you're going to be working with.
But you'll have 2 of each.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how many, you need 4 in total though, like of what we're doing here. 4 blocks.
Yes.
Yeah.
4 finished blocks. Yes.
4 finished blocks. So
And that's for the 4
this
corners.
book, I need this book here, Stacy, to make reference. So what I did is it will give you the measurements. Let me go to the next page. It will give you a measurement 2 1/4 and 1/4. And you might think, what do those measurements mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's just flipped this ruler 3 times already.
What?
Now she's gonna flip it a 3rd time. I just
Lynn, do you see what I put up with?
Oh, yeah.
she's still flipping the ruler. Let's just show her flipping the ruler, trying to figure it out as well as everybody else will be.
So my first measurement, shut up, Stacy. What I was,
What's the tape mean on the ruler?
never mind. That was a trial. So what I would suggest, and I bought them, I just didn't get a chance to do them, is doing your right measurements in a black and your left measurements in a red so that you can make reference on your ruler. I went through and I got black marks on either one on both ends. And if I had done a different color, it would have been easier to pick my ruler up. You agree, Lynn?
Yeah, I didn't bother marking mine. Although I must say I did spray the back of it because I found it very, very slippery. So I sprayed the back with that
With
gripping.
the spray.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get mine done yet.
Yeah.
So what you're going to do is the very first measurement is 2 1/4. So you were going to ignore this first one. You're going to come over 2 1/4, which is right here.
How about
1.
putting it down on the white and get Stacy to come really in close to it because they're going to look at it. Yeah. Okay, that's good.
That
That's good.
So we're going to come in 1, 2 1/4. Okay. And the next measurement is 1/4. So I'm coming down 1/4. So that's where I know to make my dot. I'm going to take alcohol because my dot's too fat right there. Shut up, Stacy. So I'm going in 1, 2 1/4 and down 1/4.
Yeah.
Okay. That's my first measurement for the top. And my next one is 1/4 in and 6 1/4. So I'm going to come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 1/4, and I'm coming in 1/4. So these are my 2 registration points for squaring up. Whether or not I look for those, it's a place for my eye to focus. So like that's bigger than, so you get like a
dashed line, is that what you're on?
Yes. So you got to see that angle, right? And my black mark is kind of fatter than what it should be. but I can visually see my spot below that dot, but these are my registration points for easy focusing when I lay my block down. Okay, so
Yep.
I guess, Lynn, I should do this block before I do the other block, right?
Yeah.
I'll do this one so that it's great.
And,
By piece.
and that might be confusing to people because they don't, why is there two measurements? It's because you have a left and a right.
Correct.
Yeah.
I have got to get this laying down here, right?
Yes, and there again, you're going to need the photo, and I check it every single time.
Right. So my background on my first cut is wide down here. I always look for my wide ends.
Yes, I do too.
Do you?
Yeah.
How about you, Stacy? You look for your wide ends. Okay. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it down on my cutting mat. And oh, my cutter. Everything but my cutter. Let me go grab my cutter.
And
Lynn, tell them some more wisdom.
do not put the ruler at the very top of your fabric there. Just bring it down a little bit. You will have plenty. Don't go way down. No, but I would go down, say 1/4 of an inch down before you start measuring. But it will, and again, this is why you want to do a trial block first, so that you can get used to placing it. And forget about trying to do 2 at a time or 3 at a time. Now, see, Deborah's doing it at the very top. No. Bring it down a little bit. There. Okay.
I'm still looking down here. Give me a minute. Okay. So I see that my dot is on the top of my white. And my dot down here is on the bottom of my angle here. That's why I put my dots. I found it easier to focus. How about you, Lynn?
Yep. Mm-hmm. I don't have dots on mine because I'm used to it now.
Oh, well, la-di-da.
Well, I've done 8 blocks, so, well, actually, I've done more than that, but I have 8 blocks that I'm comfortable saying, yes, they're good.
Yeah, okay. So, I'm going to cut here. Stacy. And I'm going to cut there. So the other measurement is just a matter of flipping it and lining it up to where they tell you to flip it. And I'm not going to say that measurement, Lynn.
No,
I'm not going to say that measurement.
However, I want people to know, look at your ruler very carefully, especially down, make sure that you're so kind of wonderful that the words here are always at your bottom. But look at your ruler and see that it's like a 1/4 of an inch, and then there's a half, your 3/4, and then your final one. And there's a little block in the middle. Don't get confused.
That's right. Let me get it back there.
If you look at it quickly, you'll think, oh, well, that's, say, like, I don't know, 4.5 or whatever. It's not really. It's 4 3/4. So you have to look at your ruler and get used to your ruler. You should do that with all your rulers. You should look at it and really see the divisions of how they divide it, because there's a square inside that square. Like I don't know if you know what I mean, but see, there's a square here.
Yes.
Inside of that inch one. Okay, so when you're putting this down on the fabric, you see this here, and you'll go and think that the half inch is down, down here, and it's not. That's 3/4. So you have to be careful. Just at a glance, if you're in a hurry and at a glance. So I just wanted you to be aware of that, because I almost did that once and I cut it too big.
Okay. So what I look for, Lynn, when I'm down here is to make sure that, you've got the 1/4 inch right here.
Yes.
Right. So I'm going to do that again. I'm going to do another one. I'm going to bring this one in here, my wide whites on the bottom, and I'm going to put my dot up there and my dot down here.
And you mean the dots on the diagonal where the two colors
So
meet.
what I'm going to say the measurements, I'm going to say I'm doing 1, 2 1/4 and down 1/4. And I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 1/4 and in 1/4. So that's how we're doing that. And then we're going to cut it. And we're not going to tell you what the square up measurement is.
And you don't flip the ruler around, you flip the material around. Like when you're doing the final, like when you lift.
Yes, when you're doing the next cut, yeah.
Yeah.
So I had those two done on that side, so I'm going to do the other two sides.
But you don't do any more squaring up to those two?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't show them the next side. It's basically a square up, like you would square up any block. Like that next step is pretty basic. You just look at the measurements in your book.
Yeah. It's very plain. That part's easy. The hardest part of all is the very first cut using this ruler. That's the hard. Yeah.
The slant?
Huh?
Not the slant.
No. What you're doing right now. That's the first. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
First one.
No, that's the easiest of the whole thing.
Know, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm going on to my next one. I just got to lay it down right.
Aren't they the same?
No, they're not. One's reversed.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So,
yeah.
They look the same as what you just looked.
No.
That looks the same.
Just don't.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Don't talk to me.
Oh.
They are the same. Shut up, Courtney. My daughter's here. Like they're trying to distract me.
It's an illusion.
Okay, so that's the way I'm going.
Yeah.
I'll find it in a minute. So this next measurement is 1/4 and 1/4. Right? And then the next measurement is 6 1/4 and 2 1/4. So I'm coming down 6 1/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 1/4. And I'm going into 2 1/4. So I'm going over 1, 2 1/4. So this, if that was red, you would realize that was from the first block. So that's why I should have changed my colors. So I'm coming down 6 1/4 and I'm going over 2 1/4.
I found this one was easier to cut than the other one.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did.
Why is that?
I think it's because at the top, the 1/4 and 1/4 was very easy to do.
Oh, that is.
I mean, that's really easy.
Yeah.
1/4 and 1/4.
So
you know.
I'm going to put it here. I'm coming down 1/4. I'm going in 1/4 and I'm coming down 1/4. And I'm going over 2 1/4 and I'm coming down 6 1/4. So I'm right on right there. She hopes. Right there. So that's my cut. And I'll cut the next one too, just so that you guys can see me do it twice. So there's one. And my next one, I'm going to, we're not squaring it up yet.
There's 2 more cuts.
And don't be freaking out. Everyone may be saying, "Oh, there's no way I can do this." Well, you can.
Once you do your first today's step, once they do today's step, the rest of the quilt is a breeze.
Yeah.
Because you've learned the ruler.
Yeah.
So literally, I'm coming down 1/4 and I'm going in 1/4. And I'm coming over 2 1/4 and I'm coming down 6 1/4. So I am right on right there. That's how easy it is. You just find your dots, line it up on the diagonal, and make your cut. Literally, that's all it is.
Yeah.
And this, everybody, is the hardest part of the quilt, isn't it, Lynn?
Yep. Yeah.
So I'm going to show these here. So I have my left and my right, and they're perfect.
Yep.
So where's my completed block?
And the rest is just adding
Exactly. So the rest is just adding a certain size square here.
a square there, yeah.
Certain size square here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Putting one on, then putting this on, and then framing 2 sides of it.
Yeah. And that's where I did when I sewed these on, the border here.
You're going to lose your tips if you're going to lose them.
Yes, and I found if I did a scant quarter inch, and I might have, it always seems like on one, it almost didn't quite make it, but you know what? In the scheme of things, it's good enough for me.
What? Did those words just
Yeah,
come out of your mouth?
it did.
Am I rubbing off on you?
It's just that there's no way that I found you can't do it perfect every single time. It's utterly impossible.
Can we record that?
Yes, folks, you heard it here.
You heard it here. So really, once they get that ruler down, those are the two blocks that's used a lot in the whole quilt. I mean, there is one more other block, but that's just a square hook and a square on. Like, that's how simplified it is, right?
Yeah. So, and I mean, by the time you finish this quilt, you can do this in your sleep.
Oh, I
know. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just once you see, I really had to mark my ruler.
Yeah.
But I'm really going to go remark my ruler with a red dot and a black dot, just so that when I pick it up, I know my left is black and my right is red.
Yeah.
Anyway, so does anybody out there have questions before we log off? So just to go over things, the pattern calls for 8 different colors. I'm using 8 different shades. You can do whatever you want to do. The quilt is beautiful either way.
It's actually really, you need 11 colors.
Yes, sorry. I said because I was looking at the first 8. Yeah. So 11 shades. Just somebody, I can't read a message. They're handing me a message and I can't focus. And sorry, you guys. If somebody's asked a question, we will answer it later. Give us a private message if you have. I'm trying to look for random messages here. Courtney just sent me one. I'm just going to scroll back. I don't see it, Courtney. Oh, Angie Nichols. I love 2-color quilts. Do you think the pattern would work in just 2 colors? What do you think, Lynn?
I think it would be very confusing. You could. I can't see why not.
I think it might be a pretty quilt overall.
Yeah.
If there was enough distinction, like not close in color, like not 2 shades of blue.
Oh, definitely not. No.
Don't go that way, 2 colors. But if you had a distinctive white background and a distinctive color, I think, yes, it would work. Think about it.
Yeah. But I'm all for color. The more color, the better.
It's another option, right? If somebody wants to do that.
Yeah. I mean, it's your quilt. Do what you want. If you want 2 colors, use 2 colors. I mean,
and then show us.
And then show us. That's right.
Right. So these videos are only going to be up on the page for 30 days. So that might be a downfall to some people, but it's a Facebook thing. When I log off, it says, do I want to post this for 30 days or do I want to trash it? Those are the only options it's giving me.
Oh, okay. Well, again, I mean, if people are having problems, they can always message me. I can,
That's awful nice of you. But in all reality, if you don't see these videos, don't you agree that the pattern is very
It is.
It's one of the
really is.
written patterns that we've used.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And once you get your ruler measurement down, that is the hardest part of this quilt.
Yeah. And I think, as I said, towards the end, I was whipping through these no problem. I mean, I did 8 and it was nothing. Once I got used to it. And as I said, I did stress out because the first time I was trying to get used to this ruler. And you will get stressed out. Am I doing it right? Can I do it? And this is why you should do it on scraps first. And not just the cutting part of it, sew the whole block so you can see how much you're going to cut off of your point. And if you need to do a scant, or maybe you don't need to do a scant. But I found a scant was good enough for me. So,
okay.
I
find when I go cut, I will say this. I found what helped me with mine is, you know how you can cut something directly on a line, or you can go just before the line or just after the line? I found if I went just before the line, when I cut my dot, when I come down here, if I went just before, like not directly on, just before, I was good with that too. It helped with my points.
Yeah. And it depends on how your 1/4 inch seam is too. You know,
Exactly.
yeah, if you're not perfect with your 1/4 inch, like who is, other than you, Deborah? I mean, that I fight with a 1/4 inch all the time. I do.
Really?
It's my nemesis. Yeah, yeah.
Really? That
Oh, yeah.
surprises me with you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I detest
Well,
1/4 inch seams.
okay, so make 4 of those blocks this week. I'm going to go out and I'm going to scan the pattern, and anybody that has paid for the pattern, you will get an email. If you haven't gotten an email, message me and I will go back and check to make sure that you were invoiced for it. Maybe you weren't because things were busy. We've had 2 crazy busy weekends. So if we've overlooked you, just give us a private message and we'll check back on our records and add you to the email list. It's not too late to join. Seriously, that's the hardest part of the whole quilt. And it's really not that hard after you make your 4 blocks.
You know what I've done before is, instead of using scraps, if I have a problem, I use construction paper.
What?
And ruin my ruler or my cutting blade? Are you kidding?
Plug your ears, everybody.
Yes. Yes.
I just like do it with paper.
Really?
Sew it together, and then it folds nice, and then when you cut it, you have a wasted fabric.
Oh.
Now, another thing that I did when I was first trying to learn how to do this,
That's showing a frugal way.
what I did was when I put the ruler down on it, I took my marker and just outlined it, and then I flipped the fabric over, the block over, and did the final measurement, and to see if that would work out. And that's another way you could probably do it too, just trial and error.
Yeah.
Rather, if you're scared of cutting your fabric, you know, just use the marker first and see if it's going to work out. Because the final thing will be when you flip it around to give the final rectangle measurement, that'll be the test of whether you did it right or not.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anyway, check it out. If you guys can't watch this video, here I am saying something for people that's not watching the video, but 30 days, that's all we get. But the pattern is very self-explanatory.
Yeah, it is.
So the next block is basically adding more of these around it.
I haven't done anything beyond these. I haven't had time.
So same block, same block. So we're good. I don't see any other questions. We're going to log off, Lynn. Thank you again, Lynn.
Oh, you're welcome.
I find once we go live, we have to log off and come back on in order to get you for some reason. I don't know what.
I don't know. That's really weird. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. See you later, everybody.
All right.
Thank you.
See you, Faith. Bye.
Bye.